Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. I'm your bright red bearded host of the show. The next guy to speak will be the star, as you know. Today is a real cause to celebrate, filled with laughter and cheer, shamrocks, pots of gold, shiny shoes, and green beer. Today is even better than Prime and his boys defeating the Septicons. Today, we celebrate Warwick Davis and all other leprechauns. It's the day where everyone pretends to be Irish and drinks like a fish, and a couple of my family members blow out candles as they make a wish. And Tommy updates us on his diet and speaks of what's on his dish. And like any other day, we've come here just to bitch. Lasses and lads, it isn't all bad. Tommy fucking Washington is here in the pad. What's been up, man? How are you?
Pat, did you notice that while you were talking, you disappeared off your screen?
I did not.
Good. Maybe the viewers didn't either.
I was looking down at my phone so I could read. I should really commit these to memory so I don't have to read them. They probably flow out better, but yeah, fuck them.
Probably.
I have to commit it to memory. I wrote it 30 seconds before we started the show.
You were a little loud, so I turned you down. I might have to turn you back up, though, because it looks like you might be a little bit low. Maybe it's just high on my end. Let me turn you back up a little bit.
I could adjust my my microphone as well.
No, I don't think it's that. It's just what I have your volume set at coming through Discord.
I'll tell you what came through loud and clear last week was all of my burps.
Word. Your furnace just kicked on too while you're doing the intro, so we got to hear that. That was cool. I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a good week, I would say. I went golfing for the first time this season. Went out 3 times this week. I played 9 on Wednesday night, played 9 on Friday night, and played 18 on Saturday. Was supposed to go today, but the guy I was going to go with bailed, so no golf today. I bought a season's pass to the golf course Farnbury Hills, which is very close to where you currently work, where I used to work, right up the street there.
What about right by where you currently live?
That place, right down the street, Eastwoods, it's a fucking shithole, and I wouldn't.
Oh, really?
I've golfed there twice. Once I took Colin there on Father's Day, which was really the nail in the coffin for me when the guy was a super dick to Colin. Saying that he was taking, he said that he was taking too long and yelled at him. And really, it's because the guy he wasn't even setting up tee times. He was just like, yeah, come on in, and just pushing people out on the course and then getting pissed off that things were being held up. So I'll never go back there. I don't think they're open yet either. I haven't seen any cars in the parking lot.
I gotcha.
But Farnbury opened on Wednesday, and I golfed there on Friday. Was going to go today. I bought the season's pass, so I can go in order for me to break even with the season's pass, I have to go 38 times or 39 times, and I break even.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you act like that's a lot, but if I go twice a week during the week after work, it will even itself up.
Whew, okay.
Yeah.
Last year I bought season passes to Six Flags, and I was like, we have to go twice to make it worth the tickets, and we barely hit right at the end.
Yeah, I'm hoping I hit it. But a lot of golf in my future here. I love golfing. It's a fun sport. Great week for the carnivore diet. Great week.
Good. Tell us, I would like as much information as you're willing to provide about this. Because I thought about it several times. I didn't want to keep texting you because I thought either he's doing well with it and I should leave it alone because he'll talk about it on the podcast, or he's doing shitty with it and I don't want to rub it in.
No. So this kind of just happened naturally in a weird way, but I've been fasting 18 hours a day.
Nice.
So Friday I ate a little bit later than I was supposed to, about an hour later. And that's because I was golfing. Yesterday I got home from golfing, was doing a bunch of stuff with Erica prepping food, and ate a little bit later. And today, because we're doing a podcast, I'll probably, if I'm hungry, I'll eat after this. But 1 to 7 is my window to eat. I don't eat when I get up in the morning. I drink water. I have a cup of iced black coffee for my coffee in the morning. Nothing in it.
How's that treating you?
It's an acquired taste. See, I drink it iced.
My mother will tell you to your face every time, if you can get through 3 or 4 days with black coffee, you'll never go back. I've never made it 3 or 4 days through black coffee.
I don't think that I would never go back. I will continue to do this because I drink it iced so that when the ice melts, it makes it less bitter.
Yeah, waters it down.
Yeah, waters it down a little bit. So I drink
But
it that way.
There's like a million different flavors of coffee, so that
Well,
could be
you have,
like there might be a flavor that's not so bitter.
You gotta be careful with that as well. Like as far as a flavor part, now you can get different roast.
Yeah, like English breakfast or I think that's actually tea. But yeah, fair trade, whatever.
So, but I've been doing all right. I didn't drink any coffee today just because I got up a little bit later and didn't feel the need to drink coffee.
Yeah.
Been drinking nothing but water. We found these 0-calorie electrolyte additives for our water that are natural flavor.
Huge.
Well, no, but you also have to be careful because I'm also trying not to take in any bullshit. So like Powerade Zero has that artificial sweetener in it, which is I think it's called sucralose. It's horrible for you. Diet soda has the same thing in it. So not that I would never drink those things again or have it like once in a while, but I'm trying to.
I think you're thinking of sacralose.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, bro. That's a big word.
Okay.
So we found these, and these are 100% organic, no additives, that are electrolytes. We found on Amazon. I believe they're called Nectar. So I try and drink 1 liter of those a day, just for the electrolytes, because Wednesday, I could have just been a little dehydrated, but I was getting some dizzy spells when I was like down on my knees and stood up. Happened to me a few times. So I was a little nervous about that. But I weighed myself yesterday. Technically Monday are weighing days, but I weighed myself yesterday, and once during the week I was down 8 pounds.
Nice.
So tomorrow I'll actually record my weight. And I feel good. Like I am definitely less hungry than I've ever been. The biggest thing,
isn't it, when you put good calories into yourself?
Yeah, and like sometimes I feel not so much that I could skip dinner, but I'm definitely like 1 o'clock. I get hungry. I'm definitely hungry at 1 o'clock. And I feel like I could definitely like I'm definitely eating less at dinner time than I normally would. Like even last night we made ribeyes. I went on a feast yesterday, cooking on a grill. I made 3 pounds of bacon.
The meal prep?
Well, it's not even so much meal prep, but I cook all my bacon on the weekend because I eat bacon.
Yeah.
So I eat bacon and these egg muffins that Erica makes, and then some hard-boiled eggs. Usually, I'll switch up between hard-boiled eggs and those egg muffins throughout the week. So that's my lunch, and we make beef jerky. So I bring beef jerky with me to work as a little snack, if I'm still hungry. So I made all that bacon. We had cut up the brisket that I was telling you about before the show. And we made brisket burgers. I made those last night. I made steaks last night. I made scallops wrapped in bacon last night. So I was cooking like an animal. And those brisket burgers, dude, the best burger I've ever had.
I can't imagine. I'm sure that they're absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, Costco so Erica got a chuck roll yesterday at Costco, that I cut up. So we made, I don't know, probably 20 steaks out of it, 3 pounds or 4 pounds of ground beef. So that really worked out, and it was $90. So we got 14 steaks or something, 4 pounds of ground beef for $90.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and the next thing I'm going to buy is a loin, I think it's called, and that's where you get your New York strips out of. I'm going to buy that next. Chuck roast. Isn't that what I said?
You said something roll, maybe chuck roll.
Yeah, that's really what it's called, a chuck roll. Almost ribeyes is because that's the part that's next to the ribeye section. So
Gotcha.
you make these little steaks and they're called almost ribeyes. And then Denver steaks, which I'm sure you've never heard of because it's a very rare thing, but that's where they get them out of.
No, I know John Denver was a liar.
Yep, there you go. So
no, it's in Dumb and Dumber when they're not in the Rockies, but they think they are. And Lloyd's like, I always thought the Rockies would be a lot more rocky than this. He's like, that John Denver's full of shit.
Oh yeah,
we got several chuck roasts out of the chuck roll.
Yes. Yeah, we got several chuck roasts out of it. So that's another thing. Something you can throw in a crock pot in the morning. And yeah, Costco has become my new favorite place to go, and that's literally where we do all of our shopping for the most part. There's very few things like she had to run the Stop and Shop yesterday to get Wash Your Sister sauce and soy sauce so we can make more beef jerky. Because I couldn't find it there, but yeah, everything's going good, man. I would say, I mean, I did Friday night. I did have a craving for something sweet, some peanut butter. And I almost gave into it, and I was like, nah, for what? Fuck me all up. It's been a week. You know what I mean?
Well, sounds like you're in a good place. I just thought of this while you were talking about the meals that you've made. Can you use honey? I mean, that's 100% natural.
It is, but it's sugar. We eat nothing I was even skeptical about eating the scallops yesterday because somehow scallops have carbs in them. I don't know how that is, but I was even skeptical about eating that. It only has 3 grams per serving, and a serving was 4 scallops. Okay. Yeah, only animal
products.
Yeah, so we can have hard cheese. You can do some dairy stuff. I'm even, with the exception of some cheese, I don't eat any dairy.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been going good. We'll see. 28-day challenge, 45 pounds. If I lose 10 pounds a week, I'm going to hit that pretty quick. I don't think I'm going to lose 10 pounds a week, but I think also I was telling Erica this the other day because I've lost a little bit more weight than Erica. But I think it's the perfect time too because I'm out golfing, and not that I'm doing super amounts of activity, but I'm out walking and stuff like that. So that's definitely going to help. So yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I think I would recommend it to anybody. I think my uncle's going to try it with us. Erica also says guys lose weight quicker too. That's also true. So yeah, I feel pretty good.
Well, good. I'm glad for you. I'm happy that it's going well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where I'm at a week from now. But hopefully, my goal is at least 28 days. And my ultimate goal would be to do all the way until we go on our cruise, which I might, like the week before the cruise, I might ease back into some stuff because I'm really worried about getting sick on the cruise. Because, you can go ham on a cruise ship with eating.
You sure can.
You know what I mean? With eating bad shit. So, maybe not the whole week before, maybe not go crazy the week before, but reintroduce some things before I get on the cruise and make myself sick. But then as soon as we get back, my goal would be to get right back to business and continue to do this.
Right.
So yeah, that's how my week's been. Love golfing. I really will upset my buddy bailed on me today because it's not fun. Like, I don't want to golf with a bunch of random people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel like I may be put in a position to do that this year, which will be fine. It's just I'm not that good, so I don't want to hold anybody up. You know what I mean?
Right. Fuck them.
Yeah. But I plan on going at least twice a week, if not 3 times a week. My new employer is cool with me taking my company vehicle golfing, which makes it a lot easier. Yeah. So I can go right from work, make a 4:30 tee time. I'm home by 7. So, at least until the end of May when my pool season's over, I'll probably only go once or twice a week. But after that, I can go 5 days a week if I wanted to. So, How about you? How was your week, Pat?
I had an exciting week, and as I always say, as an adult, the only place I want excitement is in the bedroom. Excitement's never a good thing. It wasn't a bad week. It was an unexpected week. I'm going to bow out and not go into too much detail on the podcast. I did have
That's
a
too
couple
bad.
birthdays. Yeah, I did have a couple birthdays in my family. And it was, as usual, it was a good week at work. Lou is happy and healthy, so I got no real complaints. But there was more excitement than I would like. You know, I'm not riding roller coasters, so I would rather not have any thrill rides in my life.
Yeah, they tend to happen though, and especially to you.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, you definitely have a magnet for crazy. So anyway, you want to get into some memes here, Pat?
I'm down.
Ba-dum-bum.
Tommy, this is it's a question and answer. Somebody's looking for legal advice. So the person writing in says, "This is the title is Florida. Is it illegal to sunbathe naked on my property?" The person says, "So I want to sunbathe naked in my backyard. However, there are roofers working on my neighbor's roof. I am legally a minor. Does it count as indecent exposure if the roofers can see me?" And somebody who wrote in put, "Legality aside, why aren't you worried about why aren't you worried the roofers would be snapping cell phone pics of you to use in their spank bank for later, or worse, distribute online?" And the poster puts, "Because if they want to jack off to overweight boys, that's their problem, not mine."
I just read that. I didn't
an unexpected twist.
When you said that in, I didn't read it. And when before I just read it, dude. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Classic.
As a child, did you ever think of sunbathing naked?
Pat, I don't get naked anywhere but in front of my wife in the shower.
Oh, that's because your house has people. What about like before I lived with you guys? You don't like walk around your house naked?
No.
I never put clothes on.
That's disturbing. And one of the reasons why I just don't pop in.
The only bad part of being naked is if you're like making bacon. Other than that, you're pretty safe.
Pat, you want to explain this picture?
Yes, this is a box of basically chunks of pork packaged by the grocery store, but on the label it says Peppa Pig jigsaw puzzle, which I thought was way funnier than I should have thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with not that funny.
I was dying.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, that's fair. This is I'm sure a made up quote with a picture of Johnny Depp. He's the one being quoted, and he says, "Whatever. She made her bed. Now she can shit in it." Little call back to Amber Heard. Fuck you, Amber Heard. Tommy, so I'm going to describe this picture. This is a temperature gauge on I believe it's a BMW is what the guy says somewhere in it. Maybe he doesn't say what kind of car.
No, it does. BMW.
Okay. So the temperature gauge, as we all know, there's a cold zone, a hot zone, and then it's a gauge. So there's a huge range, but it goes from cold to hot. His temperature gauge is sitting directly in the middle. So it's not hot and it's not cold. It is ideal.
Yes. Okay. So we're on the same page.
So he's writing for advice. Do you want to read it or do you want me to?
I'll read it. All right, guys. A bit of a dilemma. My BMW, all caps, refuses to warm up fully. It only gets about halfway before stopping. I have narrowed it down to two possible reasons. One, I have too much coolant in the system and needs to drain about half, therefore it will heat up the other halfway. And two, the previous owner must have installed a cold air intake and now it only gets cold air. Help would be appreciated. This cannot be a real post. This has to be somebody fucking with the internet because there's no way they are that fucking stupid.
I can easily see it. The idea, my favorite part is that he thinks it'll cool the car. I guess he thinks it'll warm the car up to drain half of his coolant out.
I would have told him to drain half to coolant. That's what I would have
Yeah.
done. Drain half to cool it,
mean,
run it until it fucking stops running.
Just amazing. If you're not getting it warm enough with coolant alone, try putting some cooking oil in there. That might do the trick.
Yeah. Fucking idiots.
This guy's fucking. I hope it's real.
I don't think it's real, Pat. I hate the British bubble like that. I don't think it's real.
But I also don't care. I think these things are funny as shit.
I just look at I see those things all the time, and all I think is, there's no way this guy's that stupid. There's no way.
It's totally possible. Now, is it possible to go to the extent of posting it on the internet? Maybe not. Maybe somebody had that conversation with their boys, and their boys posted it on the internet as if it's real. That I could see. Like to make fun of him.
Pat, I also I want to take this time, since we're done with our meme section, to apologize to you.
I like where this is headed. Where are we going with this?
Well, for a long time, I talked a lot of shit to you about your internet and why you would become choppy on the stream and stuff.
Okay.
And this week I found out it was my fault. It was all my fault.
What was it? Legitimately your fault, or was it your internet?
It was my PC.
What was wrong with it?
So a while back, I installed a liquid cooler, which cools the CPU. And when
you drained half of it out this week, so it could warm up all the way.
No, so what's funny is, as soon as I installed it, I wonder if I could show this somehow on the podcast. As soon as I installed it, I know that I can't. Watch this. So as soon as I installed it, I noticed some things. You can see the screen, correct? A little blurry for you.
Some percentages.
Yes. So this is how I monitor things on my computer for temperature wise. So you see right here, I'm running at 155 degrees. That's in Fahrenheit. Up at the top, temperature, CPU. You can't see my mouse.
No, I can see CPU. Is it the top left or the top right?
Hold on a second. I think I can make it so you can capture cursor. Okay, so you can see it right here. You see that?
Okay.
Okay, so it says 156 degrees. Now, with my liquid cooler, the day I put it in, it was running around 175, which is warmer than a regular CPU cooler, right?
Okay.
So it was running about that, and then over time, like when I was gaming and stuff, it'd go up to like 195. It's within spec. You can run at that, but it's still running a little hot. You know what I mean? A little warmer than it should be.
Okay.
So I don't know what day it was. Monday or Tuesday this week. I got on to game with some of the boys, and I noticed my PC was having lots of issues. Like, couldn't keep up with the game. CPU response time was through the roof. All this stuff. So I'm like, it's got to be the cooler. So I did a bunch of troubleshooting. Took the cooler out. Made sure that there's a paste that you put on between the cooler and the CPU chip. Redid that. Made sure it was all good. Got hotter somehow. Oh, I had double fans on the front, which I thought, okay, maybe that's a problem. So I took out the fans out of the case, the double ones, and just left the ones on the cooler.
Okay.
Made it hotter. So, okay. So I took it all apart. Then I watched the video, and the kid was like, oh, I've seen these get airbound. What you want to do is have the lines lower than the fan, and that'll help circulate it. So I flipped the radiator upside down, so the hoses run the bottom instead of the top.
Yep.
Yeah, it hit like 220, which would normally melt a CPU. Yep. So I was like, okay, that's not it. And I shut it off. And then I just went and got my regular fan and put it back in, and we're running at 156 degrees Fahrenheit while streaming. So pretty sure that was my fault. Wanted to take the chance to say in front of the world here on the Number 9 with Tommy podcast and apologize.
The millions and millions
of listeners.
Of Number 9 with Tommy podcast fans.
But yes, I'm very happy. So now I've actually set up my case because I have a bunch of lights in my case, similar to yours. I don't know if yours has the lights in it or not.
Mine faces the other way, so it doesn't fucking matter.
But I put the lights are set up to go off of the CPU temperature to where it starts at green and gradually goes to orange and then red. So if it's getting too hot, I'll know without looking at the cam bus or the cam thing here. But yeah, it was an eventful week with the PC. I really thought I fried my computer.
I don't remember if I switched internet providers to fiber anyways, fiber optic.
Yes.
But I don't know if that was before we stopped doing the podcast or not.
Well, even during these last few episodes, I've talked shit to you. And then remember...
Oh, okay. Well, then, yes, it was definitely before that.
And then remember the one where the computer crashed? That's why.
Okay. Well, you can see how affected I was by that since I didn't even remember that it was recent.
Yeah, I know. I just...
hard on me.
Well, I think about these things because I care about you and I don't want you to think that I don't love you.
I appreciate that, Tommy, and I love you too. Tommy, did you notice that I'm wearing some beads around my neck today? A bunch of St. Patrick's Day parade beads.
Yeah, that's cool. If you were 12.
Well, I told you last week that I would dress up like a woman because we were talking about
drag
queens. So when I was walking downstairs, I was like, "Oh, I should get those beads and wear them. That's something."
Yeah,
not quite dressing in drag, but still.
Can I tell you a story about my son?
Please.
So, Colin's been grounded. Colin got grounded because of his grades in school are trash. And recently this year, I forget when, but at some point he got upset because me and Erica were on his ass about his grades. So we made the agreement with him that we won't say anything about your grades until they're so bad that I need to step in. And then he had some 40s in some of his classes. So that meant
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that means I had to step in. And the deal was, when you do fuck up, eventually, I will take everything away. So he hasn't had his computer in going on 2 weeks now. I let him still have his cell phone, but he's not allowed to go out with his friends or anything. So he Friday night or Saturday morning, I went and opened up his door, and his room was a mess. It was Friday night. His room was a mess. And I said, "Dude, you need to clean up your room." He goes, "I'll clean up tomorrow." I said, "Okay." So I got home from golfing yesterday and was like, "Hey, Colin, you want to go golfing with me tomorrow?" And he said, "Sure, Dad. I'm not doing anything because I'm grounded." And I said, "Okay." So this morning I went to go wake him up to go golfing, and he never cleaned his room yesterday. I don't know what the hell this kid did all day, but he didn't clean his room. Which immediately, so now I'm put in a situation of, I want to hang out with Colin and do stuff with Colin, but he's just blatantly not doing anything.
Right.
So, like, how do I reward that type of behavior? And Erica said, "Well, maybe you should take him." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to do it because he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do anyway." So I don't really know why I told you that story to tell you this story. Yesterday, I'm in the fridge. I'm cleaning out the fridge, right? Because we're getting ready to cut up all this food. Yeah. And I know, now, mind you, I bought thick cut bacon from Costco because I like thick cut bacon. I bought it in pound and a half packs, right? No, each pack is a half pound. Each thing is 3 pounds because it's two of them together. Okay. Going through the fridge, I noticed there's a pack from Stop and Shop that was in the freezer is now in the fridge. So I'm assuming Erica took it out for some reason. So I said, "Sure. No big deal. I'll cook that up." Right? So I cooked that. So now I got 4 pounds of bacon cooked. Right? This afternoon, I'm in the fridge, going to get a piece of cheese. And I noticed there's another pound of bacon in the fridge.
From the freezer.
And I'm like,
you've got 4 pounds cooked.
Yes. And I start asking people, like, what's going on with the bacon? Why do we have bacon in the fridge? And I called my uncle. I'm like, "Hey, this isn't your bacon, right?" He's like, "No, dude. What are you talking about?" So I go to Colin. I'm like, "Colin, you keep putting bacon in the fridge?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "So I could have it with my breakfast." Now, mind you, this kid during the week does not eat breakfast.
Right.
Does not eat breakfast before he goes to school. says he doesn't eat breakfast at school. He doesn't eat breakfast. So why are you thawing out bacon? And then I say, why wouldn't you just eat the bacon I got cooked? And he's like, well, you guys get mad when I eat your stuff. And I'm like, yeah, dude, if you say, hey, can I have some bacon? I'm going to be like, yeah, just don't eat all of it. It's 4 pounds of bacon. Like, I can't, this kid kills me, dude.
Yeah. So did you cook the 5th pound?
No, I put it back in the freezer where it belongs.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But I wanted to check with everybody because I kept finding this pound of bacon in the fridge. Like somebody was trying to cook it. So I wanted to make sure I didn't put it back in the freezer like an ass. If it was somebody of importance. And it was just Colin. So.
I love it.
This kid, he cracks me up, dude. He's been killing me lately with this. Did I tell you that he didn't want to do the golf team? Because it was too much of a commitment?
The high school golf team?
Yes. The thing that would get you out of school early, like be able to go play golf in the middle of the day.
Yeah, travel, have a group of friends.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do it because he didn't know anybody on the team. And it was too much of a commitment because it was Monday through Thursday. And he assumed it was going to be 18 weeks. And I started counting the weeks that were left in school. I'm like, there's not even 18 weeks left in school, dude. What are you talking about? Right. And he goes, well, the coach said that the record last year was 12-6 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe they play multiple times a week.
Yeah, that seems like pretty easy to figure out.
So he didn't want, which, listen, man, if I was in the golf when I was his age, I would have definitely joined the golf team because why the hell not? You know what I mean? Get to go golfing? Shit. And it wasn't going to cost us anything. He was going to get to go just to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. So I don't understand just because it's too much of a commitment? Like, what else, especially if you're grounded, what the fuck else are you going to do?
I don't know. Well, and that's like his other thing. He's been trying to go to the gym longer. Like he misses, like he didn't go Thursday for some reason, and then he didn't go Friday, and he went yesterday, and texted me and Erica was like, "Can I stay longer at the gym?" It's like, no, dude, because I know you're there with your friends and you want to hang out and bullshit, and like, no, you're grounded. It's not a hangout, and so
it's not safe. If he's working out, he should not randomly work out an hour a day every day and then 4 hours on Saturday. He's gonna get hurt.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to him. Listen, there's no point in telling this kid anything. He's smarter than all of us, don't you know that?
Youth is wasted on the youthful, my friend.
It's crazy. But whatever, I'm proud of him. He's been going to the gym a lot. I'm wondering if it's because he is grounded. So I'm wondering to see what, but he was doing it before he got grounded. So I hope he sticks with it. I really wish that he would do this carnivore diet and not like take a lunch with him to school or something. But he's probably too worried about his friends making fun of him or something because he'd probably shred weight like nothing.
Yeah, well, when the summer comes, maybe he'll jump on.
Maybe. Especially if he sees me and Erica losing weight, I think that would help him realize it's a good thing. And it's all protein. So it's not gonna hurt. Supposedly. Anyway, Pat, we got 2 stories. We got this menthol story that we didn't get to cover last week. And we got a story that Erica sent in.
Okay, I think we're doing the menthol story first.
I figured because it was on here. And I figured let's go through it. So you did you read this whole article?
I did not read the entire article. I read most of the article. I can tell you, I wish I remembered any of the statistics or even where they were because it's pretty crazy, man. So this is what happened. I was looking for headlines to cover last week, and one of the headlines that I saw is that the government's trying to ban menthol cigarettes for being racist. And I was like, okay, I'll give. So I'm reading that article, and it's like menthol cigarettes are racist. They target minorities. But that's all it says. Like, it doesn't say how or why or anything like that. Like, I cannot get any information. So I find a different article, and it's the same thing. It's like, hey, the government's trying to ban menthol cigarettes because they're racist. And I'm
So see, I always heard that they were trying to ban menthol cigarettes because because they're flavored, and that might entice kids to smoke them more.
That's why they got rid of Camel Joe, because he was like a cartoon character,
and it
that
was cool as
appetizing
shit
to children. Yeah, because he was dope as fuck.
But
Yeah,
it's the same thing with
so,
it's the same thing with the vapes. They're trying to ban the flavors for vapes so that
well,
because
that
they
makes sense because they're literally fucking Pop Rocks and fucking candy flavors.
yeah, I don't see the problem. To be honest with you, I don't like if you study and maybe we could do this on a podcast later, but if you study the actual effects of nicotine, just nicotine, it's actually very good for your brain.
Yeah, I've read multiple articles within the last 12 months that basically say nicotine use is not a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's the other shit that the delivery symptom or delivery ways of nicotine is what kills you. It's not the nicotine.
Right.
Which
I don't know if it means anything, Tommy, but my screen just went blurry as fuck. Oh, it's back.
that Pat is 100% on your end. That is.
Okay. Okay. Tough to believe you, but okay. So anyways, I had to refine my search, and I found the idea to say why are menthol cigarettes being banned and what makes them racist. So it's pretty remarkable because it's not that I didn't believe it, it's just that I didn't want to bring it up on the podcast unless there was some kind of explanation. But basically, the long and short of it is menthol cigarette producers, which are basically, if we're talking about which ones are being named, it's Cool with a K, it's Salem, and it's Newports.
Yep.
Now, Newports, going as far back as my mother's father used to refer to Newports as cigarettes for black people. So it's not like a new thing, right? I mean, you're talking at least 50 years. And this article goes into how long it's gone on. But basically, those companies and companies that produce menthol cigarettes have specifically aimed not their cigarettes. The cigarette, in fact, is not racist. I talked to several of them. They don't care what race you are. It's the people making the advertisements for the cigarettes, and they're marketing specifically in like inner city bodegas or on inner city billboards. They're using Black or Latino people in their advertisements. So the idea, kind of through marketing, has become these are for us, and they're our way of being smokers. The problem is they're a less healthy way of smoking. Like the menthol cigarettes are not. Menthol cigarettes are worse for you. I don't want to say not as good for you. They're worse for you than regular cigarettes.
This is an interesting.
The other thing. What's that?
This is an interesting statistic out of this. Lung cancer is the second most common cancer in both black men and women, but it kills more black Americans than any other type of cancer. Decreased sensation success due to the popularity of menthol cigarettes among black Americans likely contributes to the mortality disparity. Huh.
Yeah. Basically, cigarette advertisers, specifically in menthols, have made menthol cigarettes a way of black life, which is fucking wild to say. That's why I was like, I have to read that there's proof. And there's decades and decades of proof that they are targeting minorities with menthol cigarette ads. And so here's the thing that I don't like about this. The government's like, well, the solution is to get rid of menthol cigarettes. Really? So it's not to correct the wrong.
No, the solution is to get rid because so Newport, Cool, and Salem are targeting African Americans, right? Every other cigarette company is targeting white Americans. You know what I mean? So the solution here is to ban.
Well, they're not. They're the other cigarette companies basically are casting a wide net. They're advertising to anybody who's willing to smoke.
Yeah.
I think that the real solution would be to go to these companies and say, if you can't advertise in a manner that's ethical, then like what makes this different than anything else? Why should anybody be treated differently based on their skin color, or why should any company be treated based, like your company can't just have 100 white people and no black people and not interview black people for the job? That's not okay. It's unethical. It's immoral. It's racist. So if these cigarette companies are doing it, why can't the government step in and say, if you can't do business in an ethical manner and a moral manner, we'll shut you right the fuck down?
So
why you can't just ban their products based on something that they have the opportunity to fix?
Well, I believe, and a quick Google search would tell us this, but I believe no cigarette company can even advertise anymore in the United States. I think it's illegal.
I can tell you, I haven't seen one in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think that they can. So that's out the window. It doesn't matter today because they can't advertise anymore.
So why can't they go back and say, dollar for dollar, every penny you've spent in what is now clearly a targeted sales strategy?
Dude,
we want every dollar of that back in by way of either cancer research, or we want that put back in those neighborhoods.
Google's listening, bro, because I put can cigar and the first search is, can cigarette companies advertise? In the United States, advertising heavily regulated. So they can't advertise on television or radio. That was in when that was.
I mean, I don't remember the last time I saw the Marlboro Man on a billboard.
Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. I guess it's tough to say they can't advertise because they advertise in stores, as far as like, there's a sale going on. 2 for $30 or whatever the ridiculous discount is now.
Yeah, but that's not them really yet. They're just advertising the sale at the store.
I was talking to a guy last week. You know how much a Lucy is at the bodega that he goes to?
How much?
$1.50.
Really?
$1.50 for a Lucy, and it makes sense. I mean, you're not gonna break even on a pack of Lucy's. What if they go stale?
Yeah. Well, it's also illegal to sell Lucy's.
Well,
you can't sell Lucy's. It's crazy, man. Cigarettes are out of control. I'm so happy I quit smoking.
Yeah, they're also gross and they smell bad.
Yeah, I get an urge every once in a while when I'm around a bunch of people smoking cigarettes, because I think it's that thing where like, oh, I want to fit in. You know what I mean? Everybody else is doing this. But,
or like Bruce Willis looks cool as fuck when he smokes a cigarette. I get that.
Yeah. All right. So Erica sent in this other news story, and I thought we'd cover it real quick. So the headline reads, Aaron Rodgers reportedly pushed Sandy Hook conspiracy theories to CNN host moments after meeting her. So I read through this real quick, and this is the quote. Hearing that she was a journalist with CNN, Rodgers immediately began attacking the news media for covering up important stories. Rodgers brought up the tragic killing of 20 children and 6 adults by a gunman in Sandy Hook Elementary School, claiming it was actually a government inside job and the media was intentionally ignoring it. When Brown questioned him on the evidence to show this very real. You guys can't even read this on my screen, huh?
Not even close.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in on this.
Is the article in the email?
No, just a link. Anyway, let me switch this on. Since you guys can't read it, I'll just read it. When Brown questioned him on the evidence to show this very real shooting was staged, Roger began sharing various theories that have been disproven numerous times. Such conspiracy theories were also later the center of the lawsuit brought by the victim's family when they sued conspiracy theorist Alex Jones on the matter. Brown recalls Roger asking if she thought it was off that there were men in black in the woods by the school, falsely claiming those men were actually government operatives. Brown found the encounter disturbing. CNN has spoken to another person with a similar story. This person, to whom CNN has granted anonymity to, yeah. So it's also so as to avoid harassment. Recalled that several years ago, Rodgers claimed Sandy Hook never happened. All those children never existed. They were all actors. When asked about the grieving parents, the source recalled Rodgers saying, "They're all making it up. They're all actors." Rodgers went on to delve into some of the darker delve into some of the darker caverns of false conspiracy theory. This person found the encounter disturbing. So the reason, so in my opinion, did you hear that Rodgers is potentially going to be R.F. Kennedy Jr.'s running mate?
I did not.
He's at the top of the list, but Rodgers still has a year left on his contract with the Jets, or 2 years left on the contract. I don't see that happening. So Rodgers came out and had a Twitter post about this and he's on vacation, and this guy vacations in the middle of nowhere with no service, right. But somebody got a hold of him, and he felt the need to make this tweet. So I want to read it. I should have had it ready so that we didn't have to do this.
No, this is the best part of the show.
Yeah. I love it. So this was his thing. As I'm on the record saying in the past, what happened in Sandy Hook was an absolute tragedy. I am not and have never been of the opinion that the events did not take place. Again, I hope that we learn from this and other tragedies to identify the signs that will allow us to prevent unnecessary loss of life. My thoughts and prayers continue to remain with the families affected along with the entire Sandy Hook community. The heart, and then a hashtag with nothing behind it. We're going to give him a follow. So I just think so this was from Newsbreak, and it's CNN putting out the story, right?
Right.
Now, do I believe that Aaron Rodgers thinks that Sandy Hook didn't happen? Well, he just came out and said no, he doesn't believe that. Now, he very well can believe that it was an inside job, which a lot of people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's interesting that there's he's got two different conspiracy theories in that article. She's saying there were basically FBI agents in the woods while nothing was taking place. That doesn't make any sense.
No, not while nothing was taking place. While the shooting was happening, they were there.
Yeah, but they're also saying the kids never existed and the parents are acting.
Well, one person said he said that, and then the other one saying that. So one person says that he said the children never existed. The first person, the person who works for CNN, said that, first off, this came out, supposedly this interaction was years ago. So why all of a sudden is this on the news?
Right.
You know what I mean? But also,
I knew a guy who legitimately had a conspiracy theory that, and this was right after Sandy Hook, that it was done by people dressed in habits, like the outfits that nuns wear. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but this is, and I think this is the Rodgers point on the whole thing, that I hope it was an inside job because it's kids involved. But you go back to things like 9/11, they think that was an inside job. The assassination of Kennedy is pretty much borderline proven that the CIA killed him.
Well, it's at bare minimum, it's proven that they covered up what really happened.
Yes.
Maybe they weren't responsible for it, but they ain't fucking telling us who is.
Yeah. So his point is you can't always, and I think that's his reasoning for getting mad at the news outlets is you guys aren't reporting the actual news. But what I can't understand is why come out and attack this guy randomly. It makes no sense. It's not like this happened last week.
Slow news cycle.
It's fucking crazy how they decide what they're going to put
look in
on
the hopper. What do I have sitting, waiting to talk about when I don't have anything to talk about?
Well, and especially CNN because their ratings suck. And they're like, what's going to get us clicks? You know what I mean?
Yeah. NFL superstar will do that.
But I saw when this came, well, especially Rodgers because he's so what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, what's the word? He's so
polarizing.
Yes. And you either
Tom,
are 100%.
I'm glad you are so interested in this conspiracy theory. I have a little surprise for you. It's coming, not today. Probably could have, but we didn't go down that road. We just opened the conversation. I have a gent who lives incredibly close to me, who is what I would say the most well-educated conspiracy theorist I've ever met. And I don't mean that in the sense that he has a degree from Harvard. I mean, what we're going to do, you and I, is we're going to fire off conspiracy theories and he can give you his take on them because he's so well versed in conspiracy theories.
Listen, man, I'm all about that.
Wild.
Well,
I'm talking about, he gave me an explanation as to Bigfoot that I was like, this motherfucker might be right. Like, I tried to downplay my reaction because I was like, fuck, I am sold. This is a legitimately, like, this totally makes sense. The dude clearly has like sound logic and like legitimate historical fact behind his way of thinking. I'm not sure how he'll want to be introduced, so I'll just say he lives close to me. He's a he. And the motherfucker knows a lot of conspiracy theories. He texted me last week. Oh, I meant to send you. I'll send it next week. I have advertisements for your fucking ballroom pants. There's actually ballroom underwear as well.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, that was the funny advertisement. But he sent me those, and I said, listen to the podcast, and he said something about conspiracy theories. I said, dude, why don't you come on and talk about conspiracy theories? And he was like, we were talking about how that would work because I wanted him to just come on and talk about like some of his favorites. And he was like, it'd probably be easier if you guys just threw them at me. And I was like, oh,
dude, I'm all about it. Dude, I'm all about it because I don't want to say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but some of this shit, dude, is like the explanations just aren't there. You know what I mean?
I can tell you that he specifically said that one that he wants to talk about is aliens. So I know how you feel about that.
Well, they're real. Like, there's no doubt about it. Trump came out and told us there's aliens.
I mean, plenty of people have come out and told us there's not aliens too.
Not since
one person says it.
Not since Trump came out and said it. Trump was the president of the United States and said, guys, there's aliens, so we're making the fucking Space Force.
I know that there was a very real threat for that, like, Area 57 fucking invasion not too many moons ago.
I love it. No, but I love it. I love.
You don't remember that? There was, dude, so many people were talking about storming Area 51, Area 57. What's it called?
It's Area 51.
Yeah, they were 57 would be Heinz varieties. They were talking about storming Area 51. Do we know where Area 51 is?
It's in Nevada. Yeah, okay, it's either Nevada or New Mexico. It's one of those. It's out there in the desert. It's in the middle of nowhere.
I'm just saying, like, could I get in my car and GPS my way to it? You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Area 51.
Oh, you're going to jail.
Area 51, Nevada. Ooh, it says we can't find a way there. Oh boy. There's fucking pictures of it and everything. Oh, it's because there's no roads that go to it.
That makes sense. It's just kind of in the middle of the desert.
But yes, I looked it up. It's right outside.
What
it's
makes
actually
less sense,
very
there's
close.
no aerial photos or anything?
Oh, I'm sure there are. It's very close to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Which, you know me, we can go out there anytime.
Ah, The Bunny Ranch. Yes, I get it. Oh boy, Tommy is locked into his phone. He is looking for Area 51.
It's 2,289 miles from here, and so by my math, yeah, it'll only take 2 days to get there. Oh, they have a picture of an alien outside of it.
What's the alien look like?
Your typical no gender feet.
Big head, thin
Yeah,
body.
yeah.
Okay.
Military installation. They have all kinds of warning, restricted area, no trespassing. Photography of this area is prohibited. Interesting. You should ask your brother Steven about that because it's part of the Air Force.
Yeah, we'll see what he says.
And he's
More importantly,
he's gonna be like, hang up your phone now.
don't ask that shit over the airwaves. More importantly, my friend and neighbor is gonna know a little bit more because, well, the guy is very passionate. When I say he's passionate about conspiracy theories, he has a Bigfoot tattoo. There's a sign in his backyard that says Bigfoot crossing. The dude knows his shit, man.
I love this guy. This is the guy I met, correct? At one of the fairs. He was there with his family.
Sure. Yeah, he has wife and technically 4 children, but you probably saw him with a wife and 2 children.
Yes.
Yeah. He's smart to begin with. So, you know, sometimes you talk to a conspiracy theorist and they just kind of sound like a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's talking about any other subject. It just happens to be the wildest shit somebody's ever talked about.
I want to ask him about the JFK
like, he sounds
stuff.
normal talking about it. I would love to talk to him about JFK.
I cannot get
one that is near and dear to my heart.
The radio show I listen to on Sirius all the time, Mad Dog.
Yeah.
So Mad Dog, the namesake of the show or the channel, has a 3-hour show on there, and he always talks about that shit. Like some documentary just came out about it, and he always thought that.
I mean, are you into the JFK thing? The documentary did come out. It's good.
I only got into it from listening to him talk about it, and then it's like, oh shit, I want to know more about this, but I never like have sat down and watched stuff on it.
If you picked a night this week other than Wednesday and Monday, so basically only Tuesday because Thursday, Friday are busy. So Tuesday, if you want to come over, bring your dinner because I don't know what to make you. But if you want to come over, I will watch JFK with you, which is a Kevin Costner movie. It's fucking unbelievable.
I've seen
made
that.
by Oliver Stone. How long's it been since you saw it?
A long time.
Yeah. That movie is I swear to you, it's one of the best movies ever made.
It may not 3 hours long.
It's so fucking good because it talks about the lunacy of Oswald being the sole shooter. It goes into the magic bullet theory. It goes into so much stuff. Like, you know, just Jack Ruby clipping fucking Oswald. The second we got a chance to get rid of Oswald, he was gone.
It's crazy.
Dude, everything about it's wild. But by the time it's over, you're so mad that what we would have to do is you'd have to drive home and we'd have to record a podcast right after watching the movie. Maybe we'll do it on the weekend next weekend.
Yeah, do it next Sunday.
But it's fucking brutal. It's tough to watch.
It's like the whole thing, dude. And then there's because at first, so now they think it's the CIA, but at first they were saying the mob had him killed because.
Oh, they said the FBI, they said the CIA, they said the mob. There were have you ever been to Dealey Plaza?
No.
So Dealey Plaza is where it happened. Your brother lives right by it, I believe.
Dealey Plaza is in Dallas.
Yeah, where's your brother live?
San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Well, your brother lives pretty far from it, but closer than us. But so when you go there, there's like, you know, the grassy knoll, and there's a fence that runs along the street and goes up kind of behind the grassy knoll. There's a train station on the other side. So right after the shooting, the cops are obviously interviewing everybody because they need witnesses, they need statements. So they interview all these hobos. And all the hobos say the same thing. There's noise, there's gunfire, there's smoke coming from the grassy knoll. There's no question. Everybody agrees. And when they go back to interview these people, because there's there's the question of is there a cover up? Like, who was the second shooter? Where did the second shooter go? All the hobos are gone. They could have hopped on a train and left. They could have been buried in the woods. Nobody fucking knows. There were tons of people who gave witness testimony that there was definitely more than one shooter, and all of them disappeared. And the government went, must have been Oswald. Like, even though he was dead by the time those statements were done,
yeah,
he definitely killed all those people after he was dead, and then he got rid of their bodies after he was dead. It's wild. The amount of that doesn't make any sense. There's no way that our government stands behind this, and the government's like, stamp that. That's true. You're like, really? What
it's
the
crazy,
fuck, man?
dude. It's crazy.
I watched a story from Jackie O's perspective. She wasn't doing the story, but it was fuck. I don't remember who was doing the story, but they were telling it. Was it Lyndon Johnson that took over for JFK?
Yeah.
So they on the airplane were like, you need to swear in as president. And he was like, not a chance. Not until I talk to Jackie O. And they were like, you don't, or not Jackie O. He wanted to talk to Jackie O and he wanted to talk to Kennedy's mom. And they were like, you don't, like, this isn't a decision you get to make. And he was like, we're not swearing in a new president before they know that, like, he's gone, because he died. Like, he wasn't announced dead pronounced dead when it happened. He was driven to a hospital and pronounced dead when he got there. So he's like, there's not a fucking chance. No, she's not hearing about her fucking son on the radio. And basically when they got, I don't know if they landed and got to the hospital that he was at, it was something like that. He called, I think it was Kennedy's mom, and she answered the phone. Good afternoon, Mr. President. And he was like, okay, let's do it. Like, she knew what she needed to do was say, you're the fucking president. Go stop, because it was like, this is going to be a free for all. Dude, America has no president. Let's go.
Yeah.
So the idea was we had to swear in a president fucking immediately, just in case anybody wanted to get froggy. But the story was like everybody involved was really, really good about, like, it's my role in this is so fucking important. That documentary was awesome.
I'll have to watch that. It's a crazy world, man. It's a crazy world.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next topic of the podcast. It's time for revolution, Pat.
Jesus Christ. What was the one that I always said mental health.
Yeah, mental health.
You need to get your mental health checked. Apparently I do too. I will say that. I learned over the course of the last week that I need to get in the cold water because shrinkage is what I need. I need to shrink.
I don't think that's the problem, Pat. I just think you need to stop finding crazy hot.
I said, how many therapists do I need to see? I've seen so many already.
All right, Pat. Well, it's good catching up with you. Maybe next Sunday we'll do those documentaries. It'll be fun.
Yeah, man, make some time. I feel like, so Saturday I'm definitely going to New York because I got to get Nicole at the airport. So I'm spending the day Saturday in New York with my family. I don't know. Maybe Sunday I have nothing. Maybe Sunday I have something. We'll figure it out. But I will definitely make time. I'll watch JFK 7 days a week. That movie's so fucking good.
It's supposed to be cold too this whole week, so I don't know how much golf I'm gonna be doing.
Oh, maybe we'll watch it Thursday night. Who knows?
Not
we'll
Thursday.
Watch it Friday night.
Not Thursday or Friday.
Oh, that's right. You won't be golfing. You'll be playing
pool.
Pool.
Yeah. Holy shit! They're saying there's a chance of snow on Saturday.
There better fucking not be snow on Saturday.
It's got to be like in the morning or something because it's gonna be 43.
JFK.
It'll be fun. You have a car.
That's how I'm gonna drive there. You fucking asshole.
That didn't come out right.
I didn't say I have to walk to JFK.
All right, man. Get us out of here.
Oh, everything's breaking around me. Number Niners. I say, good day. I think next month makes 5 years.
Hold on.
In my defense.
Hold on.